Hello students, welcome to all. Previous video I have already discussed about the acid bases. Now I am going to discuss the indicators. Indicators means indicate the acidic and basic substance. In fact, indicator is a chemical substance. By sharp color change we can identify the given compound is acidic in nature or in basic in nature. There are several indicators, but only 3 indicators included in your syllabus. That's why I am going to discuss only 3 indicators: litmus paper, phenolphthalein and methyl orange. You might have seen the litmus paper in laboratory. So litmus is a dye which is applied on the paper strip. Which one is available as blue litmus paper and red litmus papers. So suppose one solution given, you have to identify that is the acidic in nature or basic in nature. So first of all you must recall, if the compound is acidic in nature and if blue litmus paper touch into that solution, that turns into red colors. Blue litmus paper turns into red color. Similarly, red litmus paper change its color into blue whenever it is touched into the basic medium. So blue litmus turns into red in acid and red litmus paper turns into the blue. The next indicators, the phenolphthalein. Its the original color is colorless. Litmus paper or natural color is purple, and the third indicator, the natural color is orange. But in acidic and in basic medium it's change the color, with the help of which we can easily decide the given compound comes under acidic in nature or in basic in nature. So phenolphthalein, you must recall, in acidic medium there is no change in any color, and in basic medium that the phenolphthalein added into basic, that turns into the pink colors. And in case of methyl orange, if it is added into 1 drop or 2 drop added into acidic medium, that color comes red, and in case of basic medium that color comes yellow. So all of you recall that color in acidic or basic medium, accordingly the indicators. Okay. So one thing more, at home you also, if you have no these indicator, but with the help of that turmeric powder you can also identify the given compound is acidic in nature or basic in nature. Turmeric powder yellow in colors, but in acidic medium there is that retain its the color, but in basic medium the turmeric powder change into the reddish brown. So with the help of that turmeric powder you can also decide the given compound is acidic in nature or in basic in natures. My dear students, yesterday I already discussed the acid and base. Some examples given, the stronger acid, weaker acid, stronger base and weaker base. Now further I am going to discuss about the salt. So yesterday I told salt is resultant of combination of acid and base. And if you recall, suppose 2 stronger acid like hydrochloric acid and other is sulfuric acid, suppose, and 2 stronger base you recall like sodium hydroxide and magnesium, calcium hydroxide, you take another calcium hydroxide. Okay, and you take 2 weaker acid, carbonic acid and other you can take the phosphoric acid or acetic acid. Suppose you take the organic acid, and in here zinc hydroxide weaker base, and another you can take the ammonium hydroxide. Dear students, you have to recall the example of acid and example of base, but one thing you can define like that, the hydroxide of metal comes under the base. If you know example of 5 metal and you write the formula hydroxide of that metal, that comes under the base. So, oxide or hydroxide of metal also known as base. It is the simple definition. Yesterday I defined according to Arrhenius. Now, you can recall also the all hydroxide of metal are basic in natures. So, acid and base are treated together, then we get the one chemical substance along with water, that chemical substance is salt. So, just you take here the HCl and sodium hydroxide mixed together. What happens? Both react together and convert into the salt as a sodium chloride and water. So, this is the salt. So, if one example of acid and 4 example of the base, you can write the 4 example of salt. So, if you recall the 4 acidic example and 4 the basic example, you can write the 16 example of the salt. Okay. So, it will be easier. So, first of all you recall the formula of the acid and several bases. Yesterday I have already suggested you, first you must know the formula of the compound. How can you write the molecular formula? That is important, because further I will discuss, every time you always get the equation and the formula. So, it will be better for you, you first recall the writing, how to write the molecular formula of compound. So, come to the salt. So, here you have taken the stronger acid, these two are the stronger acid and these two are the stronger base. And yesterday I have discussed the HCl, any acid gives the H plus and any base gives the hydroxyl ion on dissolving into water. So, when HCl and sodium hydroxide are mixed together, what happens? The H furnished from acid and OH furnished from base, both are combined together, that convert into the waters, and remaining sodium and chlorine combined together convert into the sodium chloride. So, in first chapter you have already aware with the several type of chemical reaction. You recall the several type of chemical equation. So, you can say the any acid base reaction comes under the double displacement reaction, because the radical of this compound and radical of this compound just interchange together. The from the acid radical comes Cl minus, and basic radical from base that comes as Na plus, that chloride and sodium combine together convert into the sodium chloride. So, what happens? It is a stronger acid, it is the stronger base, 100% ionizable both. How many moles of HCl taken and how many moles of sodium hydroxide taken? Same number of mole of H plus and hydroxyl ion comes. If suppose that one completely react together, that same number H plus and same number OH minus combined together convert into water, and water is a neutral, that comes under the neutral substance. And in this way this salt comes under the neutral salt, because whenever sodium chloride mix into water, that gives as a aqueous sodium and the aqueous chloride ions, and number of H plus and number of OH minus same. So, that is neutral in nature. Acidic substance, that is due to presence of H plus, and basic substance, that is due to presence of OH minus. If number of H plus and number of OH minus same, that substance comes under the neutral compound, and it is also known as normal salt. But if you take the stronger acid and the weaker base, just you take another examples, HCl and ammonium hydroxide. So, you can write the reaction between them. You are taking one stronger acid and weaker base. What happens? Stronger acid HCl and stronger base weaker base ammonium hydroxide. So, radical of acid Cl minus and that hydroxyl ion, ammonium hydroxide, that convert into the ammonium chloride and the water. So, this ammonium chloride is a salt, but you can identify that salt come as a acidic in nature or in basic in nature. So, ammonium chloride is not 100% ionizable. So, whenever ammonium chloride mix into water, that convert into ammonium hydroxide and the HCl. So, just you know, the ammonium hydroxide weaker base and HCl is the stronger acid. So, that one gives the more H plus and that one gives the less number of hydroxyl ion. So, here OH minus and H plus combine together and convert into water, but here the number of H plus more than the hydroxyl ion, because it is the stronger acid. So, that one 100% ionizable, all the HCl is split into ion, but ammonium hydroxide partially ionizable, less number of hydroxyl ion present, and from HCl more number of hydrogen ion will furnish. So, naturally in that solution the extra H plus remain there on, and that solution comes under acidic in nature. So, you may conclude it, the salt obtained from a stronger acid and weaker base, that comes under the acidic in natures. In previous example, the acid and base both are stronger. So, that comes under the normal salt, neutral salt. But if you take the stronger acid and weaker base, that salt comes under the acidic in nature. Similarly, if you take the weaker base carbonic acid and the stronger base, that is sodium hydroxide, so the salt will obtain as sodium carbonate and water, and sodium carbonate salt comes under the basic in nature, So, that is also known as basic salt. Why it is basic salt? Suppose sodium carbonate added into water, what happens? Sodium carbonate added into water, the carbonate combine with the H plus and convert into sodium carbonate. H plus and carbonate, that convert into carbonic acid, and the sodium and OH minus combined together gives the sodium hydroxide. It is the weaker acid, from acid furnish H plus, from base furnish hydroxyl ion. It is a stronger base, it is weaker acid. So, in that solution number of hydroxyl ion greater than the H plus. So, what happen in that solution? Extra OH minus present. That is why that salt comes under the basic in nature. So, finally, the salt classified into three categories mainly. The first normal salt, it is also known as neutral salt, acidic salt, and third one the basic salt. So, normal salt always obtained from a stronger base, you must recall it, a stronger base and a stronger acid, and acidic salt always obtained from a stronger acid and weaker base. Basic salt always obtained by combination of a stronger base and weaker acid. So, in this way you can write the several example of normal salt, acidic salt and basic salt. So, if you recall the three example of stronger acid and three example of the weaker acid. So, 6 example acid, and suppose you recall the 3 stronger base and 3 weaker base, again 6 example of base. Now, with the help of that 6 acid and 6 base, you can write the 36 example of the salt. So, it one is very easier. So, first of all you recall the example of acid and base, accordingly you can write. So, only the radical change. So, suppose it is written here the potassium carbonate, you have to identify it comes under acidic salt or basic salt or the neutral salt. So, that salt here the basic radical as a potassium. Why it is called basic radical? Because it comes from base, that from base, that is the potassium hydroxide, and carbonate radical that comes from acid. So, it is known as acid radical, and that acid is carbonic acid. This potassium hydroxide and this carbonic acid combine together, so that convert into the potassium carbonate, and you are observing here the base is stronger and acid is weaker. So, that salt comes under the basic salt. Suppose you have written another example, ammonium chloride, and if you want to know that salt comes under acidic in nature or normal salt or the basic salt. So, first of all you find the radical of that salt. So, in this salt basic radical here ammonium hydroxide, because that comes from the base. So, ammonium radical as a basic radical, and here the another chloride radical Cl minus. So, that comes from acid. So, it is called the acidic radical. So, chloride comes from HCl and ammonium come from as a base ammonium hydroxide. So, again we are observing here the base is weaker and acid is stronger. So, this salt comes under the acidic salt. So, in this way you can easily recognize the given salt is acidic in nature or in basic in nature. You take one more example, suppose the potassium sulphate. We have written the another example of salt potassium sulphate. So, if anyone asks this salt comes under acidic, basic or normal salt. So, first of all you find the acid radical and basic radical. Here acid radical is a sulphate SO4 2 minus, and basic radical here the potassium. So, this potassium come from potassium hydroxide and this acid radical comes from sulfuric acid. So, here the sulfuric acid is a stronger acid and potassium hydroxide is a stronger base. So, both are stronger. So, if acid and base both are stronger, the resultant salt comes under the normal salt. So, this is the normal salt. So, I think all of you understood the types of the salt, and extra more you can write the example. One example is the double salt. double salt. Double salt, it is clear from the word double means two, means two salt associated together, that is known as double salt. So you can recall some example of double salt in higher classes, you will familiar in detail. So double salt here, you one example, ammonium sulfate and ferrous sulfate, this one also salt and this one also salt. So ammonium sulfate and ferrous sulfate, and here 6 water molecule associated. This formula come under double salt, because here in this salt having two salt, ammonium sulfate and ferrous sulfate. Similarly, you can take the potash alum, it is double salt. So two salt associates, which one? One is the potassium sulfate and other is the aluminum sulfate, Al2SO4 whole 3 and 24 water molecule associated together. So this formula is known as potash alum. In general way, suppose you have to know the more example related to this alum. In Hindi it is known as Fitkri, after save it is used the potash alum, this one. So this one is the M2SO4 and M-2SO4 whole 3 and 24 water molecule associated. Here the M first metal, the valency 1, you have to take one metal whose valency 1, and the M dash you take the another metal whose valency is 3. And now you can write the another example. So just you take the in place of aluminum you can write chromium, and remaining is same K2SO4, and now chromium valency 3 Cr2SO4 whole 3 and 24H2O. So it is the chrome alum. Name of this double salt, chrome alum. Here chromium is present. If you take the iron in place of it, because valency of iron also 3, so Fe2SO4 whole 3 and 24H2O, it is iron alum. So in this way you can recall the alum, potash alum, chrome alum, iron alum, ammon alum. Likewise you can write the example of double salt. And one thing more I want to explain here, when you write the calcium sulfate, in some place it is also written as calcium sulfate and 7 water molecule associated. This is also calcium sulfate, it is also calcium sulfate. What difference between them? Here 7 water molecule associated together. So it is known as hydrated calcium sulfate. Simply it is simply it is known as calcium sulfate and it is known as hydrated calcium sulfate. So during the preparation through the water crystallization, if salt retains some water molecule, that is known as hydrated salt. Whenever you say hydrated salt, means that salt associated with some number of water molecule. So this is the calcium sulfate and it is water free. So you can also write anhydrous. Anhydrous means water free. So you can write the anhydrous calcium sulfate or simply calcium sulfate. But CaSO4 7H2O, this is also salt, but it is hydrated salt, and this name of this one hydrated calcium sulfate. So how can you recognize the given salt as anhydrous and the other is hydrated? So here if minutely observe that one, so calcium sulfate is not crystalline in nature, but hydrated calcium sulfate crystalline in nature. All hydrated salt comes under crystalline in nature, while anhydrous salt comes under amorphous. So in lower classes, you know, the solid classified as amorphous and crystalline. The here by observing the shape or finding the nature of the crystalline, then you can decide the given compound comes under hydrated or anhydrous. So now you already understood the acid, what is base and what is salt, the different type of acid, base and salt. And about the base, one word sometimes it is written lower classes, you have already known the alkali and base, both are same thing but slightly different. The base, some base is soluble into water, some base is not soluble in waters. So that base which is soluble in water, that is known as alkali, alkaline in nature. So all alkali are base, but all base are not alkali. So in next class I have to discuss about chemical properties, acid, base and salt, and pH scale. Thank you.